21st of December 2012 may very well be a non-event. Not because the things that we all know might happen in 2012 will not happen. On the contrary, it's just that the time, the month, the day, the year that we've been given is most likely incorrect. In this video I will give you scientific evidence, historical data and information so that you can make up your own mind on the time issue. When we consider in fact 2012, it's a little bit like a maze. We got Mayan calendar to consider, we got the Bible prophecies, global warming, solar flares, increasing floods and droughts, Nostradamus, electromagnetic pulse fluctuation that could destroy all the electronic devices on planet Earth, and much more. It's basically a massive maze. This is one of the reasons why I created this video course, which include different series of videos to clarify what 2012 is about. My name is Paolo Tiberi and I've been researching for what people call 2012 for over 30 years and preparing for over 20. I am a published author, therapist, life coach and public speaker. When I run my seminars on 2012, I always get asked three questions. What is going on in the world at the moment? Is there any scientific, historical, current data and events that can offer undeniable proof and evidence that these 2012 theories could be right? And the last question I get asked is, if there is undeniable proof, then what can we do about it? How can we prepare? Where is it safe to be? Before we review those three main questions, we need to put 2012 in perspective. 2012, if you think about it, is all about time. We talk often about 21st of December 2012. We talk about the Mayan calendar. We talk about how things will change in certain amount of years. If we realize that this time, this year, could be actually wrong, a lot of things will change in how we prepare or see 2012. So in order for us to put 2012 in perspective, we need to go a little bit back in time. At the moment, we are using the Gregorian calendar. This Western calendar was created by Gregory XIII in 1582. Different countries, like Africa, the Americas, Oceania, etc., used a completely different system to interpret time. In fact, what we're using today, all around the world, is just 430 years old. Before then, the Julian calendar was adopted through the edict of Julius Caesar in 45 BC, so that the Roman Empire could have one calendar. Now, what is important to know is that there is a time accuracy problem with the Gregorian calendar. In fact, on a time scale of thousands of years, the Gregorian calendar falls behind the astronomical seasons because the slowing down of the Earth rotation makes each day slightly longer over time. The second time accuracy problem is the fact that both the Gregorian calendar and the Julian calendar base themselves on the presumed date of Jesus' birth, based on the Roman Emperor Constantine divine inspiration. Now, why is that a problem? Well, until 326 Anno Domini, no one knew when or where Jesus was born exactly. Then a miracle occurred. In 326 Anno Domini, Emperor Constantine decided, thanks to divine inspiration, that Jesus was born on the winter solstice of 25th December and located an area in Jerusalem where Jesus was born. Now, we need to have a look at few historical facts. Now, I don't know about you, but if all my life choices in regards to 2012 are based on a calendar, I just want to make sure that the guy that created the correct time that we're using is some guy that I can trust. Well, Emperor Constantine ended up doing some good things. Like, for example, the Edict of Milan in 313, when he proclaimed religious tolerance in the Roman Empire, protected individuals from religion persecution, and that is not just Christians but all religions. Maybe because until his deathbed he still was following the cult of Mithra. Now, the other side of the coin is that he supported slavery in the Roman Empire, He supported parents selling their children to raise money. He was a cruel and violent commander, and he used Christianity as a means to reinforce the Roman Empire. To top it off, he was also a killer. In fact, 4 years after getting his divine inspiration, on 330 Anno Domini, he gave the order to kill his wife and son by making them drown in boiling water. Now, I personally don't have any problem believing in prophetic visions. However, not if the person is a killer that follows a different religion, and on top of that, as we will see very shortly, decides to borrow times and dates from other sources. Why is this a big problem? Because we have accepted as a society this calendar day, month and year, and we are believing on this guy vision of when Jesus was born to time all our events in life. In fact, in my live events and one-on-one coaching in regards to 2012 and beyond topics with clients worldwide, I always get upset when individuals are using the current Western calendar in making massive life-changing choices. How many people you know, for example, that are convinced that something is going to happen exactly on 21st of December 2012? There is nothing wrong with preparing for the worst and hope for the best. The problem in this case is time. In fact, if you think about it, would you really trust someone that has gotten his wife and only child killed in boiling water with your life direction and choices? Would you? So, where did Emperor Constantine really find inspiration for the date of Jesus' birth? Well, the plot thickens a little bit here. Emperor Constantine became Christian on his deathbed. Before then, all his life, he followed the Mithra tradition. Mithra was a character similar in many aspects to Jesus, which was born in Persia in 1200 BC. The day of worship was Sunday, and he was also supposedly born on December 25th. So you can see how easy it was for Constantine just to transfer the date across. His excuse would be easier to remember. So now we got a wrong date. We got a borrowed day, a borrowed month, and also a borrowed year. In fact, if we have a look at the year, Wikipedia says that Jesus of Nazareth was born between the 7th and 2 BC. Most theologians, people studying religions for a living, and most scholars will actually agree that there is no way to actually find and pinpoint a specific year for Jesus' birth. There is basically a 7-year span in which Jesus could have been born, which basically means, as we are using our Gregorian calendar to match the Mayan calendar, we could really be at the moment in 2007. We could also be in 2012, of course, but we could also be in 2009, 2010. So what the Mayan considered the end of a cycle, not the end of the world. Mayans never said it was the end of the world. It was just the end of a calendar count, and a new calendar would start again once the first calendar is finished. 1 to 7 years? Yep. So I'm not sure about you, but if I'm preparing for 2012, a few years makes a massive, big difference. Buying food supply, for starters, there are some food that do last 10 years, but others that just last 3-4 years. A 7 years difference in our time count would create massive, massive problems. Buying seeds, well, if you buy lotus seed, could last 200 years, 100 years. But if you buy many of the vegetables and fruit seeds that we normally grow daily, seeds could potentially last just 1 or 2 years. Then the seed would become less vital. Medicines, some medicine have an expiry date. What about people that have decided to quit their jobs or moving to a different location and selling houses and assets? Time is a big issue when we talk about 2012. So, if we cannot use time for our timeline in regards to 2012, how do we prepare for the future and what is yet to happen if we cannot rely on time? Well, we're gonna see in the next video how we can use human and natural events as a barometer for what is coming. Understanding how events will unfold as describing in the next videos will help you getting a clear understanding of the 2012 timeline. If you believe this information could help individuals that you know that are concerned, curious or seriously preparing for 2012, feel free to pass this video link on. For those of you that would like to have live updates, you can join our newsletter, it's free, and you can get live updates on new videos and more information in regards to 2012 and beyond. The next video will cover the zone of influence of what we call 2012. In fact, 2012 is not really about a specific day, but is more about a specific area of influence, where we will be potentially subject to a lot of earth changes. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.